Welcome back to Help the People. I'm your host, Shannon Riley. Today's episode is titled Inherited Fire. Before we get started, I want to say clearly, whatever room you just walked out of, whatever weight you just carried with you, whatever version of yourself that almost didn't make it, you're still here, and that means something. Again, this is Helping People. I'm Shannon Riley. This space exists because survival isn't random. You don't make it through what you've made it through by accident. Every episode of this podcast is about one thing: helping people name what shaped them so it doesn't silently control them. We talk about trauma, we talk about resilience, we talk about masculinity, faith, addiction, systems, grief, and recovery. Not to perform healing and not to rush redemption, but to tell the truth slowly, honestly, and without apology. If you're listening to this, you didn't stumble in here. You're here because something in you is still fighting to become whole. So as we move through today's conversation, I want you to hold on to this. Walk into the room like God sent you. Now let's get into it. I want to talk about my first teacher, my brother, who was also my first abuser. That sentence isn't clean, I know. It doesn't resolve nicely in anyone's mind, but it's honest. He abused me physically and mentally, and there's no justification for that. No soft language for that. But through him, I learned to fight. Not in a gym, not in a ring, but in a house. I didn't grow up learning how to use words when I was hurt. I learned how to brace, how to anticipate, how to take a hit and stay standing. In that house, fighting wasn't violence. It was communication. Pain meant attention. Dominance meant safety. And fear was just normal. So I learned how to fight early, too early. And for a long time, I thought that was strength. Let's talk about what violence teaches a boy. Here's what violence really teaches a boy. It teaches you how to read the room before you enter it, how to scan faces, how to feel danger before it speaks. It sharpens you, but it also hardens you. And I carried that hardness everywhere, and still do. I carried that hardness to school, the streets, relationships, my own body. As I stated in prior episodes, I thought masculinity meant endurance, that real men absorb pain and keep moving. I didn't know yet that surviving something and becoming something are not the same thing. Then the fire happened. A basement, gasoline, explosion. Over 80% of my brother's body was burned. Skin gone, muscle damaged. Everything he used to rely on taken in that one moment. Doctors didn't promise much, and for him pain became constant and movement became negotiation with his own body. And for the first time in my life, the man who had always been untouchable was fragile. And that made me afraid, not of losing him, but what would be left if he decided life wasn't worth it anymore. A couple weeks after he came home, I heard him moving in the middle of the night. I followed him quietly. I thought I was about to stop him from hurting himself, honestly. Instead, he went into the basement. He stood in front of the weight bench, the same one he used before the fire, the same ritual from a life that no longer existed for him. His body ragged, scarred, still healing. And then he sat down. He didn't load the bar heavy, nothing impressive, just enough. His hand shook, his jaw clenched, his whole body resisted him. And he lifted. He lifted anyway. Now, the meaning of that moment came later. Here's the truth. I didn't understand what I was witnessing in that moment. At that time, at that age, I didn't have the language for it. I lacked the ability to articulate it. I didn't know what was happening in my chest. I didn't walk away thinking this would shape my life. I just walked away quieter, heavier, and different. And as I stated in prior episodes, trauma gives you memory before it gives you meaning. And I carried that moment for years before I could name it. It lived in my body well before it lived in my mind. Looking back now with language I didn't have back then, I understand what that moment gave me. It gave me permission. Permission to walk into a room like God sent me. Not arrogant, not loud, but not asking for approval, but grounded, certain, and unapologetically alive. Because once you watch someone fight their way back from fire, you stop entering rooms as if you need permission to exist. I didn't realize it on that bench. I realize it now. As we speak, and well before this moment, actually. I would not be the person I am today if not for my brother at that moment. Not because I understood then, but because it stayed with me until I did. Some of you listening learned how to fight too early. Maybe not with fists, maybe with silence, maybe with humor, maybe with achievement. But I want to ask you something. Who did you watch survive something impossible? And what did that moment ask of you? Pain can shape, but witnessing resilience, it demands a response. If you take nothing from this episode, take this with you. Whatever room you walk into next, work, family, recovery, healing, walk into the room like God sent you. Not because you're better than them, but because you're still here. And that means something. This is Helping People. I'm Shannon Riley. Walk into that room like God sent you. And remember, kindness knows no enemy. Thank you.